Students online, all of you all, a very good morning, everybody. Very good morning and welcome to today's class. I hope all of you all are keeping fine, doing good. Guys, girls, all of you all, I have sent you, whoever did the exams online, I sent you your papers through WhatsApp a little while ago. Unit 3 I have sent, Unit 4 I haven't sent yet. Tomorrow morning I'll have Unit 4 sent across. Now, everybody, your papers have all been marked. The marks don't look bad, nor are they exceptionally good. They are more towards the good side. They are more towards the hopeful side. Okay. So I'm having a lot of hope on you all. No pressure. Take it easy. Just get A stars only. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you guys can do it. Okay. If you guys can focus a little bit more. Okay. Do all the past papers before the exams happen. If you all can do that, your chances will automatically go higher. Okay. Focus on what you can control. You can control doing the papers as many times as you can. Okay. Anyway, before we start Unit 3 corrections today, students online, all of you all, before we start Unit 3 corrections, I want to just quickly talk about how you guys are given marks in your, in your exam paper for IT. Okay. How do you score marks? How are the gradings done? How do you achieve an A star? How do you achieve World Prize? How do you end up with 100 marks? Okay. So this is something actually I should have spoken about in AS itself. But what to do? You guys are done with AS. Maybe some of you are doing some subjects in AS. Okay. But doesn't matter. Let's talk about this. Okay. How is the grading done? And how can you guys, achieve, 100 marks? Okay. There are a few things I want to run by you all over here. Now, everybody, you all are right now doing Unit 3 and Unit 4 now. You all know about this structure, right? Everybody, Unit 3 has 5 topics. From those 5 topics, how many topics have we done so far? Topic 12, topic 13, topic 14. Okay, we have done 3 topics. Topic 14, topic 15. Topic 14 is a bit complex, okay, because we have some charts to draw over there. Topic 14 is going to be a bit complex, but topic 15 is another doable chapter. And everybody, you all know, right? 80 marks, 2 hours. Okay, then guys, Unit 4, you all know about Unit 4. Unit 4 says 3 topics. But in those 3 topics, all they talk about is databases. Boys, look here, look. When I say Unit 4, everybody, when I say Unit 4, that Unit 4 says 3 topics, all 3 topics are databases. Okay. Also, we have completed Unit 4 and you guys have done how many past papers so far? 2020, 2021, and now we're in 2021 October, isn't it? We are in our 3rd past paper and you guys seem to be handling it okay. Okay. Right. You all know the marks, you all know the time duration, isn't it? Okay. Dishan, all of you all. Right. Now, everybody, over here, I want you all to focus on Unit 3 and Unit 4. Okay, let's move this side. Everybody, you all can see these are the different gradings that are given for Unit 3 and Unit 4. I have given you all the highest grading from 2020 to 2025, the average grading and the lowest grading. Okay, so everybody, this year, 2025 was the year that had the highest grade boundaries. Okay, and 2020 was the year that had the lowest grade boundaries. 2020 could have had the lowest grade boundaries for 2 reasons. One is it was COVID, and second reason was it was the first time that students were dealing with Unit 3 and Unit 4. So it was a pretty tough paper for them because they had only 3 past papers to, they had only 2 past papers to practice with. You get it? So that is the reason why in 2020, the grade boundaries were really low. One of the 2 reasons, COVID, and second reason was, it's the first time students are doing that paper. Okay, so guys, can you just have a look out of 80 marks? Everybody, let's learn how the exam works. This is for IT, okay? I don't know about other subjects. For IT, this is how it works. So guys, can you just look at the grade boundaries out of 80 marks? To score 80 marks, you need to score to score an A star for Unit 3. The highest that has been so far is 59. 80 minus 59 is how much? 21. You can lose 21 marks and still score an A star. Decent deal, right? That's a pretty good deal. How many 12 markers do we have? We have 1 12 marker. You can get that 12 marker entirely wrong. You can get that 12 marker entirely wrong. You could have not even done it. You could have completely left it and you would have still ended up with an A star. You get it, guys? The conditions given to you all to score an A star is pretty reasonable. It's like, this is an achievable target. It's not an unrealistic, super difficult. No, you can lose 21 marks and still, and guys, I'm reminding you all, 59 has been the highest so far. From 2020 to 2025, the highest for A star has been 59. The lowest has been 41. And in the average from 2020 to 2025, when you take an average of A star, the grade boundary is at 52. Okay, everybody. Right. Everybody, your paper was marked out of 75 now. Okay. So, Nadul, shall I take you as an example if you don't mind? How much did you score for Unit 3? One second. I'll just randomly put some examples out there. How much you told me? 66. So 66 divided by 75 times 80. Okay, you have scored an A star, pretty much A star. Okay. By the way, guys, for your report card that Platinum is going to give you all, the grading is completely different. Okay, I had a standard grading for O level, AS and A level. So those gradings, I just put it for the report card, but don't take that too seriously because I need to have a standard grading for you all. Okay. And by the way, guys, I cannot fully follow this grading in your Platinum report card because your paper is not one past paper. It's a collection of past papers. And is it all the topics? It's not all the topics, only 3 topics. So I can't really use this grading right now in your paper, which is why the Platinum report card grading is a bit different from this grading. Okay, right. So until you can see pretty much you have scored an A star over here. Okay, but remind yourselves there are only 3 topics tested over here. Okay, everybody. Vasant, I think Vasant, you were in the middle level. How much did you score? 43. 43 divided by 75 times 80. No, something went wrong. Tell me again. 43 divided by 75. Okay, that's 57. 57 times 80 would be. What am I doing? You scored 43. No, not out of 100. I'm asking out of 75. 43 divided by 75 times 80. That comes to 46. So 46 is a B. Okay, for Unit 3, you have scored a B. Okay. Then, guys, girls, I'm sure all of you all will agree. Unit 4, guys, look here below. Unit 4 is a paper you guys can score, isn't it? Unit 4, the only tough part is carrying out normalization. If you can handle that normalization part, all the other questions shouldn't be a big deal for you. That normalization is where everything depends on. You mess that up, everything gets messed up. You get it, guys? Okay? But look here. In Unit 4 also, we have one 12-marker question. You completely, let's say you scored nothing for that 12-marker question. You can still end up with an A star. You guys get it? Okay? You left that 12-marker, you didn't do it, you can still end up with an A star. Then achieving an A is not a big deal for you all. Okay? Achieving an A is quite doable. Okay, guys? So you can, and once again, I'm reminding you all, I'm showing you all the highest grade boundaries so far. I'm not looking at average, I'm looking at the highest. Okay, so for example, let's take Yavan as an example. Yavan, what do you call? Messed up the paper because of normalization and all that. How much did you score? Out of 8, how much is it out of 80? He did a full paper now? 16. So, yeah, that's not a good grade. Okay, 16 means it's a U. Okay, so you'll have to repeat it then. Okay, but you understand the problem where it all occurred. It all occurred at that normalization point. Okay, when you mess that up, the whole paper gets messed up. Okay, Vasandu, again, I'll take you as an example. 48. So he has scored a C. So you got a B and a C. B and a C so far. Okay, Unit 4 was a complete past paper. Unit 4 was a complete past paper. I will not be doing the correction in class because we will be doing that past paper in class very soon. Okay, to be precise, do you all know which paper I have used there? Which year have I used? 23 year. I still can't remember. I have given you all the, I think it is a 2023. I haven't put a note over here. It is the 2023, if I'm also not mistaken. So let's have a look at 2023 below. Everybody, give me a second. My exams are where? Where is it? Exams. Yes, no. Edexcel A2 2023 past paper, correct. I have given you all the 2023 past paper. So then let's look at the 2023 past paper grade boundaries with everybody. 2023 grade boundaries are over here. So Unit 4, 61 and above is A star. How many A stars, Nadali? 69. Preeta, A star. Vasanta, you said? 48. So Gosandhu 48 means, let me draw the line so you all can see it yourselves. Unit 4 is over here. Unit 4 is over here. See the raw marks. 48 means B. Pretty well. You told me how much? 16. So Yavan, you will have to work harder. Dishan, your paper is here. Dishan has scored sorry, Avish, why are we seeing you? Come on, we need to do the exam paper. See? Right there from Yes, Dishan, what did you score? Unit 4. 56. That's an A. Okay, Dishan, easily A star should be happening for you. Okay, I can't remember where you went wrong. Okay, look at your paper. Avish? 60 A star. Okay, so you guys can see Unit 4 is your paper where you guys are going to score. And students online, you all can also compare accordingly, right? Guys online? Okay, I'm not leaving you all out. You all are also a part of it. Do compare. The Unit 4 paper was an entire past paper I gave you all, the 2023 paper. These are the grade boundaries. Okay, so guys online, for example, Aisha, you don't have your paper yet with you, right? I'll give it to you all, okay? And then do check your marks against these grade boundaries, okay? Right. You know what, guys, online, shall I quickly send you your paper now itself so you can do a quick check? Give me a second, okay? Give me a second. I'll send you your papers now itself. So then you all also know what your situation is. Because I feel hopeful. I feel like, compared to last year, we can do a much better job this year. Okay, seems like the batch is working harder. So Aisha, I'm just checking. Aisha A star, you have scored 70 here. Huda is online with us. Huda, you're online with us. Huda, you have just missed a star. You scored A. You scored 60 marks. Okay. If you look at Mazin A star. You look at Ilham A star. No, Ilham A. No, Ilham, you just missed. Ilham A star. Ilham, you also A star. Then Uvindu 52 means. Uvindu, you just missed an A. You scored a B. You scored 52. B, A is starting at 53. No, guys, online, everyone, I'm sending you your papers right now. Have a look here. Have a look. I'm sending it to you all on WhatsApp. Give me a second. No, Aisha, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Aisha, I'm sorry. I'm reading your marks out of 100. So Aisha, I think you have scored Aisha, you have scored an A, not an A star. Okay, I mistakenly read your marks out of 100. Okay, you have to see out of 80. Okay. Anyway, I'm sending it to you all on WhatsApp right now. Huda, you also, I mistakenly read your marks out of 100. Huda, when I see your marks, you have scored 48. 48 would get you a B, very close to A. Mazin, I think you have scored an A. Mazin, when I see your paper, Mazin 57 means, so Mazin A, very close to A star. Okay. Rahma, is Rahma online? Rahma, no. Come, soon. Bindu. No, you didn't do the exam, right? Right. Now, boys, girls, everybody. Guys online, I sent you your papers. Kulin, 54 means Kulin, you have scored 43 Kulin out of 80, which means, oh, Kulin, you just missed a B. You had C. Okay. But this is just, the first exam you're doing, first proper pass paper, which means getting to an A is not a big deal for you. Okay. So guys online, everybody, I have sent you your papers. Guys online who did it online, do check this thing with this. Right. Now everyone look here. Boys, girls, everyone look here below. Now you all have seen now Unit 4 is a paper where you can easily score your marks. Okay. and score an A star. Right, now boys, girls, everybody, let's go up. I want to show you all one more thing over here. Now everybody, how to score 100 for a unit. Now everyone, can you look over here? Can you all focus on my cursor? So everybody, there are two types of marks. One is what we call the raw mark. Everyone look below. Your raw mark is how much you scored in the paper. Everybody okay with this? Your raw mark will also be converted into a UMS mark. Everybody okay with this? It stands for what? Unified, uniform or unified? Okay, uniform or unified. I forgot about it. Okay, unified marking system as I remember. Sorry? It's frozen, sorry, my bad. Okay, so your raw mark will be converted into an UMS mark. It's either, I remember like uniform marking system, unified marking system. Okay, they're basically converting your raw mark into a standard mark for all calculation purposes. To generate your final mark, they convert it into a UMS mark, a unified marker. Okay, so everybody, if you were to, for example, score 45, that would be equal to an 80 here. If you were to score 39, for example, that would be converted into a 70 here. Everybody okay with this? When you take your results sheet also, they mention your UMS marker. Everyone okay with this? Now guys, girls, let's look at this. Let's look at unit 3. In unit 3, let's say, for example, you have scored 56. Everybody okay with this? You have scored 56. How much is it equal to? It's equal to 90. Sorry, 2023 June. No, let's look at 2023 June. You have scored 61. How much is it equal to? In UMS, it's equal to 90 here. Everybody okay with this? So if you have scored 62, it will be equal to 91. If you have scored 63, it will be equal to about 93 here. But there is a certain point where if you go above that, UMS mark becomes 100. You get it? So what does that mean? You don't need to get 100 marks to get 100. You can make mistakes and still score 100 marks. Did you hear what I just told you? You can make a few mistakes and still achieve 100 out of 100. So getting 100 in unit 4 is very much possible for everyone. You can make a couple of mistakes as long as it's not a normalization question. In the essay type, there are 2 essay type questions now. You can mess those up. In your dashboard, maybe your if commands can have problems and you can still achieve 100. Okay, I'm going to show it to you all. So everybody over here, let me quickly show this to you all so that you all know how possible it is for you guys to score brilliant results for IT here. Okay, everybody, I'm just going to show you all the formulas. One second, please. I'll tell you all the formula also. First, I'll show it to you all so that you all know it's actually possible. Raw mark converter. So everybody, I'm going to go into Google Chrome. Students online, everyone look here. Let's go into Google Chrome. This is the raw mark converter, converting your raw mark into a UMS marker. Okay, so everybody, the unit 4 paper I gave you all was 2023. So I'm going to change it to, I don't want 2025, I want 2023. Where is it? June 2023 is where? Here it's here. June 2023 is here. The subject we did was IT here. The unit that we did was 4. Okay, so everybody, you also over here, where is it? You see, if you score 61, it will be 90. We'll take 62 below. We'll take 62. How much is it? It's 91. It's an A star. Okay, now guys, what's the difference between A star and A? 61 minus 53 is 8, correct? 61 plus 8 is 69. Am I right? 69 and above onwards, if you score, it's 100 marks. How much did you score? No, out of 80. You scored 78. Okay. So everyone, did you understand the formula over here? What's the difference between A star and A? 8 marks. 8 plus your A star amount. 8 plus the difference between A star and A plus the grade boundary of A star. Okay, so 61 minus 53 is 8. 8 plus 61 is 69. Agree now? 69 onwards, from 69 to 80. If you scored a raw mark from 69 to 80, it's equal to 100. So everyone watch this. I'm going to put 68 over here. I'll put 68 over here. It's 99 A star. The moment you hit 69, you get 100. Okay, let's say you scored 71, you told me. She scored 78 out of 80. She scored 100 marks. She made a mistake, but still she has achieved 100 marks. Did you guys understand this? Okay, so is that formula okay, guys? Can you look at this formula again? I'm going to highlight this formula. Everybody okay with this? How do you score 100 for a unit? Everybody, for unit 3 and unit 4, all of you okay below. How do you score for unit 3 and unit 4? The formula is different. For unit 1 and unit 2, it's different. Since I'm talking to A2 kids, A2 students, I'm going to talk about the unit 3 and unit 4 formula. What is it? A star grade boundary minus A grade boundary. Add that to your A star grade boundary. That is the point onwards to get 100. Everybody okay with this? Okay. Preeta, shall we just have a look at your unit 3 marker? How much did you, but which year am I going to take is the problem. But doesn't matter. Let's take the highest grade boundary here. So Preeta, she says she has scored 67. So for unit 3, how much you tell me? You scored 67. Okay. 59 minus 52. Difference is how much? 7. 7 plus 59 is how much? 66. How much did she score? 67. You're at an A star. Okay, not A star, you're 100. Okay, if we take the highest grade boundary, she has managed to score 100 marks. Okay. Let me come. I'll come to that. Okay. There are some more things I will tell you. Now I'm just talking about how to score 100. Okay. Right. Gosanda will take you again. Okay. Gosanda, how much did you score? 43 out of 80, right? Out of 75. How much was it out of 80? I'll do it and tell you. And then Avi shall ask you also, okay? If you don't like to tell, don't like to tell. 43 divided by 75 times 80. So Gosando 46, okay? So Gosando, you're past the B. This is your first exam, right? Unit 3 first exam. If you can just work a little more on your practice, do chapter-wise past paper questions, no big deal for you to go past A. Okay, a little more effort and A star will be achievable for you. Okay, I'm just randomly picking. Avish, shall I take you? Avish, how much did you score out of 75? Out of 75? No need to calculate even. Okay, that's 95 multiplied by 80, 75. So that's 100 marker. He has made a couple of mistakes in his unit 3 paper and still he's going to go for 100. Okay, right. Everybody, all can see IT is very much achievable. Okay, to score 100. Okay, to score 100 for IT, very much achievable for you all. Dishan, okay, right? If you understood the formula, Dishan? Okay, right. Then everybody, Dishan, what was the unit 4 mark? Out of 80. 56 out of 80. Let's go down to 2024. So 56 means he has scored an A. Okay, you have scored an A. This was your first entire unit 4 past paper and you have scored an A. Imagine if you do a few more past papers and maybe repeat those same papers a few more times, getting 100 is no big deal for you. Okay, everybody else, the same applies for you all also. I'm just picking random examples. Okay, right. Right. The next thing I want to talk to you all about is, everybody, you also how to score 100 now? Right. Now, guys, something a little confusing. Don't read the second point, read the third point. How to win a world prize for IT. How do you get a world prize? In all 4 units, you have to score 100 marks in your first attempt. 100 mark of UMS. You get it? Your UMS should be 100 in your first try. Okay. Any examples I can use here? Do you remember your unit 1, unit 2 marks? You remember? Okay, I'll just take only Preeta as an example then. Okay. 88 for both. 88 for both means, so I'll just say Preeta over here. Guys, I'm using her as an example. Doesn't mean you guys are out of the picture, okay? You guys can still turn it around in A2. Okay? You guys can still, I'm going to show you guys how you all can turn it around in A2. Okay? Next week, today I'm going to tell you all to all SMS me your marks. And then next week when we meet up, we'll talk about how you all can turn it around. Okay? So I'm just taking Preeta as an example. You told me 88 in both, right? Okay, 88, 88. Unit 1, Unit 2. It was the 2025 paper. Okay, so in 2025, why do the calculations ourselves? So 2025 now, where is it? June 2025, correct? June 2025, IT, Unit 1, ROM. How can you score 88? 80. Your UMS was 80. Your UMS was 88. If I know the UMS, how do I go back to the raw mark? We'll just keep trying different values until we get there. We'll keep trying different values until we get there. Okay. So if she scored, for example, 60 marks, okay, 60 marks. You have scored 60 here. Okay. Let me see 59. No, you have scored 60. Let me see 61. No, you have scored 60. You have scored 60. Problem is, has she got 100? Now for Unit 1, the formula for getting 100 is a bit different. For Unit 1, the formula for 100 is a bit different. I'll tell it to you all. If you all don't understand it, just ignore it. Okay? You all focus on Unit 3 and Unit 4. Okay? So in Unit 1, A minus B, what's the difference? A minus B is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus A grade. So 55 plus 2 is 55, 65, 67. Is it clear? You need to score 67 to get 100. You need to score 67 to get 100. That is the formula for Unit 1 and 2. That's the, you can't say unfair, fair. That's how the examiner has decided that. Okay. For Unit 3 and Unit 4, it's A star minus A, that difference plus A star. But for Unit 1 and Unit 2, the formula is different. It's A minus B multiplied by 2, okay, plus the A grade boundary here. Okay. So 67 onwards is 100. How much did we say you scored? You scored 60. Okay. So you didn't get 100 over there. Unit 2 also you scored 88, you told me, right? So let's see Unit 2, how it works. For Unit 2, I'll put 60 again. No. 62. No. 65. Sorry. 65. No. 70. 70 is 88. 70 is 88. No. Okay. So over here, how much to get 100? In Unit 2, everybody in Unit 2, 64 minus 56 is how much? 8. No. 8 times 2 is 16. 64 plus 16 is 64, 70, 80. Ooh, so hard. In Unit 2, you have to get 100 to get 100. Okay. You just missed. I mean, you missed it. Okay. She has missed it. Okay. No worries. Right. Everybody, still there is hope. It's not the end. Okay. So world prizes, right now, no chances for us. Okay. In this particular batch. Okay. Because in your first attempt, you have to score 100 marks. Right. Everybody, now let's read this. How to score an A star for IT. You guys still have a chance. Okay. Rule number 1. Your total UMS. Now tell me what will be the total UMS for A level? Look at me. Don't look at the board. Everyone look at me. Don't read that now. What is the total UMS? For Unit 1, the UMS is 100. For Unit 2, UMS is 100. Unit 3, UMS is 100. Unit 4, UMS is 100. Everyone know that now? Look here. Look here. Everyone saw this? I'll zoom out. For Unit 1, the highest UMS is how much? Is out of how much? 100. For Unit 2, how much is it? 100. For Unit 3, UMS is out of how much? 100. For Unit 4, UMS is how much? 100. So your entire A level is out of how much? Is out of 400. Your entire A level is out of 400. Are we okay with this? Entire A level, 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. Entire A level is out of 400. Do you all see that over here? Everybody, can you all see? Your entire A level is out of 400. Your final A level grade is going to be calculated out of 400. Condition number 1 to score an A star is what? Is what? Your total UMS for A level should be greater than or equal to 320. Ishan, does it make sense? Condition number 1 to score an A star is your what? Your total UMS, your total A-level UMS should be 320 or above, which you don't know yet. Okay, but it is achievable. It is achievable. Condition number 2, in A2 level, now A2 level total UMS will be out of how much? Out of 200, isn't it? Okay. Your average UMS for A2 level should be greater than or equal to 90, which means the total should be at least how much? 180. Okay. So over here, I'll just put 180 here. Are we okay with this? Your total UMS for A2 should be greater than or equal to how much we said? 180. Okay, which is not too difficult. Everybody, total A-level UMS should be greater than 320 and total A2 UMS should be greater than 180 here. Everybody okay with this? Okay, now we will take you as an example today. So, for unit 3, how much out of 100? 66. 88. For unit 4? 86. So how much is that? 88 plus 86 is 180. 180 minus 172, no? 172, no? You said how much? 88 plus 86. 174. Very, very close to achieving this target. Okay, you have scored 170. 174 you have scored. Greater than or equal to 180 will make you eligible to score an A star. Everybody okay with this? I'm sure many of you all didn't understand these formulas properly. Okay, but I just want you all to see that achieving an excellent grade for IT is not that difficult. Many of you all would have not even considered it. Many of you wouldn't have even thought about achieving an A star or achieving an A or achieving a world prize. I'm not even talking about an A, because getting to an A is a walk in the park for many of you all. Is it clear? I'm talking about A stars and world prizes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. It seems like this year from our A2 batch, getting a world prize doesn't seem possible, but getting A stars and getting hundreds for your units seems to be very much possible. Everyone okay with this? So time and again, I'll remind you all about it, but I want you all to understand with a little more effort. What's the effort you can do? Practicing your past papers. Okay, do them chapter wise, do them year wise. I have given you all chapter wise, right? At the end of every chapter, I have given you all relevant chapter questions. Attempt those questions. Compare with the marking scheme. Everybody okay with this? The reason I'm talking about marking scheme is in O-level, examiners are very flexible. Even if your answer is not in the marking scheme, they are somewhat okay with it, they'll accept it. But when it comes to A-level, the examiner gets a bit stubborn. Okay, your answer must be just like his answer. Okay, his level of flexibility reduces a lot when it comes to A-level, which is why I want you to keep looking at that marking scheme. See the words he's using. In our next topic, guys, we're going to be learning some diagrams. The examiner is very particular that you use his type of diagram. Okay, and when it comes to normalization also in unit 4, sometimes you can normalize it into 3 tables. Sometimes you can normalize it into 4 tables. When you normalize it into 3 tables, the examiner in his comments, he says you have to deduct marks for that. You have to normalize it into 4 tables. Everybody okay with this? That yesterday I was reading the 2024 unit 4 paper. 2024 unit 4 paper, I was reading the examiner's comments. Okay. When I was practicing that paper, I normalized the table into 3 tables. When I went through the comments, he said deduct marks if they put only 3 tables. They must have 4 tables. You get it? You can break it into 3, you can break it into 4. But if the student breaks it into 3, examiner is saying, you know what, deduct a couple of marks for that. Okay, I think 2 marks you're losing if you break it into 3. He wants it to go his way. The way he has broken it, you also have to break it. I'll show you that example when we come to the 2024 paper. Okay, so the best way, the best effort you can give right now is do your past papers. Compare your answer with the marking scheme. And every time your answer is not matching the marking scheme, ask yourself why. What has the examiner said that I have not said? Why has the examiner said this? And try to understand the examiner. Everybody okay with this? This is entirely in your control. Okay, Like I told you, we are not talking about A's. We're talking about A stars and world prizes and scoring hundreds. Okay, because that's not difficult. Okay, right, guys. With that in mind, then shall we get started? Shall we get moving with our exam correction? Everybody will talk about this again, maybe in another 2-3 weeks, or maybe again in January. Again, we're going to talk about this. Okay, just keep reminding ourselves that it's not a big deal. It's not that difficult. Okay, and I'm pretty sure it must be the same for the other subjects also. This is how it is for IT. I'm pretty sure it's the same for the other subjects as well. Okay, right. Everybody, I'm going to close this now. Okay, let me close this. Unit 4 is your ticket. Okay, Unit 4 is what you call the place where you can really change things around for you. Especially those of you who messed up in AS, don't worry, Unit 4 is where you're going to score your marks. Okay, let's target full marks in that paper. Okay, and again, I'm reminding you, you can make mistakes in the paper and still score full marks. Okay, right. Everybody, boys, girls, can everyone come to your exam paper then? Students online, everybody, exam paper, please. So over here, guys, I want to again share the marking scheme with you all. Where is it? Exam 1. So the first one, many of you all scored your marks over there. So everybody, what did we speak on over here? Velocity is one characteristic of big data. Give 2 other characteristics of big data. What shall we say over here? Velocity is how fast is the data changing. Okay, how fast is it changing? What else do you all know about? You also need to look at volume. How much of data is being generated? You also need to look at the types you have. What do we call types? Variety. Okay, is it structured, semi-structured, unstructured? Then you also need to look at, I didn't get you, veracity. Veracity means what? The quality of the information, right? Can you trust all of it? Are they all, what do you call, from trustable sources? Veracity here. Anything else? The value of this data. What decisions can you make using this data? Everyone okay with this? The value of this data. Okay, so they have asked you only for 2. These are the 4 possible answers. Then everybody, when it comes to infrastructure for big data, everybody convert this paper into a revision paper for yourself. Okay, so we'll talk about all the possible answers here. When it comes to big data, guys, we're talking about massive volume, different variety. Okay, it's changing very fast. Okay, so you need to have the proper infrastructure to be able to handle it, to store it, to process it. So what would your infrastructure requirements be? So one is, for example, one is you need to have storage space, right? You need to have proper storage space. So I'll just note down over here, storage space. This is not the answer, okay? We are talking about possible answers. One is you need sufficient storage space to store this large amount of data. Okay, right. Next, another requirement would be you need processing power, right? You need to convert this data into information, right? You're collecting so much of data, you need to convert that data into insights, right? You need to be able to convert it into a story so that you can take action, right? Isn't it? To convert data into information, you need processing power, isn't it? You need processing power. Okay, so another requirement would be processing power. So you can, what do you call, process the data you have collected. Something else? You're collecting this data from various sources. From those sources, it needs to be brought to your servers. What do you need? You need bandwidth. You need proper network infrastructure, isn't it? You need proper network infrastructure. I'll just say bandwidth. Anything else you need over here? The examiner mentions one more thing. Right now, we are in Christmas season. Okay, online shopping is going to go up significantly here. Online payments going to go up significantly here. Okay, so server computers, for example, CocoaPay is going to be heavily used. You get it? So, for example, CocoaPay server should be able to handle this sudden increase in traffic. You get it? Or, for example, think about anyone giving any crazy offers? We don't know yet, no? Christmas time, tell me people, where there is a rush. In Christmas time, Daraz. Okay, we'll say Daraz is having what? Boxing Day offer or something. Daraz is having a Boxing Day offer. Okay, the Boxing Day just before Christmas, correct? You all don't know? We have something called Boxing Day. I remember they have some special offer on it. Okay, it's just before Christmas. People who haven't bought gifts, I can't remember properly, something like that. Okay, let's say Daraz is having some special offer, crazy offer. Now there's going to be a massive traffic, isn't it? Many people will be wanting to buy gifts, and they really do need gifts at this time. Okay, this is a season. So Daraz should be able to handle this unusual amount of traffic. What do we call that? Their server should be able to handle traffic more than the usual traffic. What do we call that? Scalability. Okay, another infrastructure is scalability. Its ability to handle traffic more than the usual traffic. Now, guys, I'm asking you to only explain one point. From this, which one shall I take? We'll take, for example, storage space. Okay, so everybody, how shall we write our answer? Can you all read how the examiner has written it rather than reading my answer? Where is it? The marking scheme is over here. Can you all read the examiner's answer for high storage? Everyone, very simple answer over here. High storage space to store large volumes of data. Okay, everybody, you all can note these down. Okay, high network speed to be able to transfer data, say data over here, at a high speed without causing delays. Scalability, existing infrastructure should be able to handle a large volume of fast changing data. Are we okay with this? This is a past paper question that we did in class also. Okay, right. Everybody convert your exam paper into notes now. Ikram, Saif, all of you all, why aren't you all make use of this? I don't have any extra papers to give you all. Answers that you never thought of. Let's take them down now. Are we all okay with this? Okay. Then everybody, we move away from here. Guys, girls, okay. Describe how big data can be used in the health sector. Okay, in the what do you call? In hospitals, for medicinal purposes, how can big data be used? So you can pick up any example and talk about it. Okay, everybody, any answers you can think of? So you know big data is data from various sources, various people, changing quickly. It's in different formats. Okay, so how can we use big data in the health sector? Okay. Okay, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to solve using big data? Okay.
So we know exactly what to do and not waste time.
Okay, so we can say, for example, you're talking about treatment, offering the right treatment to patients. So you can then mention like what he said. Okay, in the healthcare sector, offering the best treatment for patients can be decided by reviewing or by going through big data related to how patients were treated using various methods for the wording is getting messed up. We are talking about a specific disease that a patient is having. Okay, should I put it in words over here? So you can say big data can be used to identify the best treatment to be given to a patient for a specific disease or for a specific sickness. Okay, now you have said how it can be used. No, but you didn't describe. Now describe how that is possible. This can be done using big data. How? This can be done using big data, where previous patients who had a similar sickness, use the same words, who had a similar sickness, their treatments could be studied to understand which treatments work for what. Wording it's getting confusing. Could be studied to understand which treatment methods worked for each patient. Okay, you get my points, right? You can use big data to identify what's the best treatment to be given to a patient for a specific sickness. How do you decide on that? You can look, okay, in the last 10 years, we have had 500,000 people having this specific disease. Who are these 500,000 people? We had so many from this age category, so many from this age category, so many from this age category, so many from this gender. Okay, you can, arrange your data accordingly. Then you can see for each group what treatment was given, what was the outcome of the treatment in each group. Okay, and then based on that you can decide, okay, for the patient that I currently have, this seems to be the best treatment to be given. Okay, when you take COVID also, at one time there was a lot of dispute on which vaccine is going to be the best vaccine. We had various numbers of how this particular vaccine in the UK, it was done for so many people. From that, a small percentage of people developed this sickness. So many people became immune to the disease. They started giving us numbers, and they put the numbers in front of us and said, now you decide which vaccine you want. Is it clear? Okay. So now we don't have that. Okay. But previously, when it came to deciding a vaccine, many people were going through data to decide which vaccine to take. Okay. Yeah, you know what has happened in the past. You're not making assumptions or guessing or experimenting. No, you're looking at data of what has actually happened in the past. Then, for example, guys, nowadays also, now we learned our lessons from COVID. Before a disease goes out of control, can we use big data to warn the people about it? Can we use big data to identify diseases that are breaking out? You can use big data, right? You can gather data from around the world to see which sickness is on the rise. And based on that, you can start warning people how to avoid it, what to do if they were to get that sickness. You can analyze data of people who got it, what did they do, which one was the most effective, and you can then recommend that treatment to your country citizens. Okay, everybody, you'll get what I'm saying right over here. I'm not very happy with my wordings. Okay, can you all read the examiner's wordings? This is what Adam, you told us, to create personalized treatment plans by analyzing patient data. Okay. Then accelerating drug discovery and development, coming up with new drugs. Okay, so you can analyze previously how these drugs worked, who did it work for, who did it not work for, which age group it really works, which age group it was not reacting well. Okay, what are the side effects that were developed? You can gather a lot of data and then decide how to further develop the drug. Okay, everybody. You can also use big data to track and manage public health threats. You all remember I showed you a video about Singapore and South Korea, how they were managing COVID. Everybody's phones had an app. Okay, and through that app, they were able to track whether you came in contact with a infected person or not. Okay, right. Then everybody, shall we move away from there? Okay, let's move away from there. Right, over here, guys, girls, why is it important to use data validation in a database? Now, we all know what is data validation now. Data validation is applied when When data is being entered or after the data has been entered? While data is being entered, right? Data validation is applied while data is being entered. Any examples you can give me of data validation? We learned of various checks that you can put, right, boys, behind them. So, for example, you want values, you want a date of birth to be within a certain criteria. What do we call that check? Range check. The user must enter a value. What were we calling that validation? Presence check, isn't it? You want the user to choose values from a given drop-down menu. What were we calling that? List check. Like this, you had a variety of checks. So everybody, why is it important? Many of you all scored your marks over here, but let's write an answer over here. It is used to minimize errors, to data while the data is being entered into a database. This helps maintain what? Everybody, when you put data validation rules, you're achieving to maintain what? You're trying to maintain consistency. So consistency, accuracy, all put together, integrity. This helps maintain data integrity. Consistency, accuracy, completeness, all that put together is what we call data integrity. Let's read the examiner's answer also, the way he has worded it. Maybe he has used words we never thought of. Okay, so everybody, I'm showing you all the examiner's answer. What has he said? To reduce the chances of errors occurring when entering data. Okay, and to improve the integrity of data, improve the reliability of collected data, you can trust it more. Okay, he has accepted the word integrity, he has accepted the word reliability here. Everybody okay with this? Right, let's have a look at the next one. What is data redundancy? Tell me that, and then tell me what problem it causes. So what is data redundancy in simple words? Unnecessary repetition. Why are you going all the way there? Just tell me the simple definition. Data redundancy can also be good, right? Can also be useful, right? If you're backing up data. So I didn't tell you whether it's good data redundancy or bad data redundancy. I just said data redundancy. Just say duplication of data. Duplication of data is known as data redundancy here. Okay? Duplicating of data is referred to as data redundancy. Okay, now they're not asking us the good side of it. When is it good? When is it good? When you're doing backups. When you're doing backups, data redundancy becomes a good thing for you. But they haven't asked the good, they've asked the problem. What is the problem? The problem of data redundancy is it takes up storage space. It increases your operational costs. You're paying for more storage space now, especially if you're running on cloud storage. You have to pay a monthly subscription fee, right? You're paying a monthly subscription fee for a higher storage amount. Okay, so you can say the problem of data redundancy is it takes up storage space, or you could mention it increases operational costs due to increase in storage space used. Okay, this is the problem with data redundancy. It takes up your storage space, so it's going to increase your operational costs, or operational costs can increase due to more storage space needed, or because you need more processing power to deal with this massive volume of duplicated data. So shall we look at what the examiner also has said? Maybe he has said something we never thought of. Maybe he has used words which would summarize the whole answer. Duplication of data is known as data redundancy. It wastes storage space. Yes, it wastes. It increases your operational costs. We said that. Degrades data integrity. True, no? In which way is it degrading your data integrity? In terms of inconsistencies, right? You do not know which version is the correct version now. You have multiple copies, which is the right one, you don't know. Okay, right, super. Then, boys, girls, let's move down to question number 2. Carlos is designing a relational database. As part of the process, he will create a data dictionary. You have two types of data dictionaries, an active one and a passive one. Okay, explain how an active data dictionary differs from a passive data dictionary when the database is running. Everybody, can you all break down this question? First, what are they asking you? How is an active data dictionary different from a passive data dictionary? Okay, Adam, look here. Okay, they are first asking you how are the two dictionaries different. Then your answer should be written how? In terms of when the database is running. Just listing differences will not get you your full mark. You might get 1 or 2 marks for listing the difference. But if you don't talk about how that difference works when the database is running, you lose your marks. Everybody okay with this? Okay. So normally overconfident students, you know how they answer it. They read this. Data dictionaries can be active or passive, and then they just read this part. And they start writing the answer. And they wonder why did they score full marks? They didn't score full marks because they didn't read this part. And they didn't write their answer according to this. Everybody okay with this? So make it a habit that you read every single word in the question. Okay? So everybody, give me a difference between active and passive. Active data dictionary and passive data dictionary. Any difference you can pick up? So which one is located where? Active data dictionary is located within the database itself. Passive data dictionary is located externally. It's not a part of the database software. Shall we write that difference first? Okay, we'll write that difference first. Okay, many of you all didn't score full marks for that. Okay, reason is because you all didn't connect the difference with how it works when the database is running. So you can say over here, an active data dictionary is located within the database software, while passive data dictionary is located externally from the database software. Now you need to say, so how does this difference affect how the database runs? Sorry, how does this difference affect also? How do I word this? What I mean is, tell me how this difference works in terms of how the database runs. Exactly. Since it is a part of the database software, it is always updated. It is regularly updated. It has a latest database structure. But passive, since it's external, it does not have the latest database structure. Okay. So the active data dictionary has the latest structure of the database, while passive is generally not consistent with the current database structure. Are we all okay with this? Now I'm going to show you all the differences, and I'm going to show you all how those differences matter when the database is running. Okay. Right. Shall we move and look at the marking scheme? Look at the differences, everybody. Location, we spoke about. Referencing, everybody. In terms of referencing, which one do we keep looking at? The active data dictionary. Passive, we only use it when creating the database. After it's created, we never look at it again. In terms of maintenance, which one is maintained? Active data dictionary is actively maintained. It's a part of the database software. It gets updated regularly. Passive, you need to manually update it. Okay. So can you guys read the example over here? Active data dictionary is contained within, we said this, whereas passive is maintained separately. Active data dictionary is automatically updated where the change is made, whereas a passive data dictionary is not updated in real time. This means that the passive data dictionary is not always consistent. We said this with the database, whereas the active data dictionary is. Okay, 1 mark for each of the two differences. Okay, and then 1 mark for the consequence of those differences. Meaning, how do those differences work when the database is running? Are we all okay with this? Okay. Right, everybody, let's move down over here. So over here, again, not many problems over here. Many of you all scored your marks. I'll directly get started over here, everyone. Or can you all keep this for the end? I'll get onto my tab at the end and answer this. Can everyone come down over here? This also I'm going to skip for now. This also I'll skip for now. Maybe after the break we'll look at it. Can everyone come down to question 5 then? Question 5 for now. You all scored your marks here. Most of you all, not all of you all. What are the 3 ways the human-computer interaction can be implemented? The human-computer interaction, one is the human can communicate with the computer through feelings. He can feel something, which we call haptic. You can see something. Visual. You can hear something. Audio. Okay. Explain 2 ways that using virtual servers can save money for an organization. Wait, stop here for a second, everybody. What are we talking about? Underline and tell me. We are talking about using what? Using virtual servers. In terms of what? In terms of saving money. Oh, I mean, all your answers here should be connected to what? Connected to saving money. Okay, everybody. What are we talking about? Virtual servers, and we're talking about them in terms of saving money. Okay, right. Now let's start writing, guys. So how is it possible for virtual servers to help an organization save money? So everybody, what is a virtual computer? What is a virtual machine? A virtual machine is where? Okay, it is a what do you call a machine that exists inside a physical machine, but exists only virtually. It is accessed using what we call a what software is needed to run virtual machines. You need a hypervisor. You need a hypervisor to run it. Okay, so everybody, how are you saving money by using a virtual server? I'll give you guys a start. How many physical servers are you buying? You're buying only one physical server, but inside that one physical server, can you have many virtual servers? You can. So how are you saving money? You're purchasing only one physical server, but you're running many virtual servers. And we know each virtual server runs independent of the other virtual server, right? Just because virtual server number 5 goes down, does it mean virtual server 1 is also going to go down? Answer is no. Okay. So you can say over here, the organization can save on purchasing cost of physical servers, of server computers. Now you got your mark. Give me the second mark. Since they only need to purchase one server which can run multiple virtual servers. Okay. Right. How else are they going to be saving on cost? Sorry? Physical space. So you can't say physical space until how will you bring cost with physical space? We're talking about peripheral devices. They can save on peripheral devices because they need to buy peripherals only for one server. Multiple servers, okay. Maintenance cost meaning how many servers are you going to be cooling? You will only be cooling one server, right? Dishan, you with me? Okay, you will be only cooling one server. Okay, you can say the organization can save on maintenance costs since they will need to only cool one physical server. Okay. The organization can save on running costs such as rent because they will require space only for one physical server. Write it that way. Okay. They will require space only for one physical server. I want to show you the marking scheme answers also. Everybody, I'm going to show you the marking scheme answers now. Right, everybody, can you read the marking scheme answers? Okay, where is it? Question number 5, no? Save cost on hardware or servers. We said this. Save on cost of physical space of the building. You can save on the management, administration, maintenance. Evan, your answer is here. Cost of power, nobody said no. We are only powering one server, right? Everybody here, they haven't explained. Here they have only listed it. You're supposed to explain to get 2 marks. Save on cost of security measures. How many firewalls will you run? You will run only one firewall, isn't it? Okay, right. Anything that you never thought of, I would recommend you writing it down. For example, security measures, I never thought of. What do you call? Cost of power, I thought about it, but none of you all thought about it. You all could mention that. Power and security measures, we never thought of. Okay? All right, let's do one more before we take our break. Explain one reason why containerization provides better portability than virtualization. Portability simply means, what do we know about portability? Being able to move something from one place to another is what we refer to as portability, right? So in terms of containerization and virtualization, how can you bring portability into the picture? Tell me which one. So everybody, do you all agree? If something is very big in file size, its portability goes down, agree? If something is very big in file size, transferring it, moving it around, putting it on another device is going to be a big task. So it wouldn't be portable. So tell me in terms of file size, which one is bigger? Virtualization, because every virtual machine has its own OS. Every virtual machine has its own operating system. Operating system files alone will take up a huge amount of space. So then moving it from one device to another is going to be quite difficult. In containerization, does every application have its own operating system? Answer is no. In containerization, what do we have? The application along with all its dependencies. Everything it requires to run on a specific computing environment. Everyone okay with this? So shall we mention this over here? You can say, let's repeat the question again. Containerization has better portability due to its smaller size. This is because in containerization only the application along with all its dependencies are stored. However, However, in virtualization, every virtual machine is stored along with its own operating system. If you want, you can just emphasize which takes up a lot of storage space. Everybody okay with this? We'll do one more at 10:50 sharp, we'll break. Okay. Let's read the marking scheme also, everybody. Like quickly, Vasanth, okay? Just read this marking scheme answer. Containers are self-contained. Okay, they have everything they need. They encapsulate the application and its dependencies. That's a very small file size. Virtualization is less portable because it contains its very own operating system, which can lead to a bigger file size. We basically mentioned both, okay, but still we're going to give you 2 marks. Okay, right. Everybody, the last one before we take a break. Concurrency is one potential issue with a distributed system. Distributed system means what? You have the same data across multiple servers, and these servers are also, Shan, spread out across the world, right? Okay, these servers are also spread out across the world, and all these servers, all of them have the same data. Okay, so one is concurrency, which I will ask you later. What does concurrency mean? What are other potential issues with a distributed system? Agree with him? Costly to set up. You need to purchase servers. You need to put these servers in various parts of the world. Okay? Costly to set up. Very costly setup. Right. Anything else? Sorry? Very hard to maintain. Okay? Very difficult to maintain. Give me one more. Before you maintain, you need to set it up, right? So what do you think about the setup? Costly setup, yeah. I'm talking about once you have to pay a huge amount. Configuring it is also complex configuration, right? Complex configuration. Why complex configuration? Going to talk about it in the next question after your break. Why is the configuration complex? You will see it in the next question. Let's continue from here. When it comes to E, what is meant by concurrency in relation, boys, in relation to a distributed system? Boys, girls, I'll tell you all, but I want you to take down the marking scheme answer. Now, in a distributed system, we have concurrency. Now, what does concurrency mean? Multiple actions are processed at the same time across multiple nodes, and they are all updated at the same time. My wording is not the best wording. You all understand, right? In simple words, what it means? Concurrency means you have multiple nodes now, you have multiple servers across the world. Okay? They are all handling different tasks at the same time. Is it clear? But they are all being updated with the same data at the same time. Okay? Okay? So, can everyone take down the examiner's definition of concurrency here? Where is the examiner's definition? Can everyone take down the examiner's definition over here? Even if you scored full marks, take it down. A very simple definition over here. Multiple tasks or operations occurring simultaneously across many different nodes. This is the meaning of concurrency. Okay? Multiple tasks or operations occurring simultaneously across many different nodes. Okay, then everybody, let's have a look at question F. Here the examiner says, describe how symmetric encryption works. Simple answer over here. In symmetric, what happens? The same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the data, isn't it? So you can say in the same key, the same mathematical key is used for both encrypting and decrypting the data. Okay, boys, all of y'all, the same key is used to encrypt and decrypt. An alternative to symmetric is asymmetric encryption. Explain one reason why an organization uses symmetric encryption rather than asymmetric encryption for data transmission. Everybody, why do organizations? Okay, so there are many reasons. They have asked me for one. Shall we first talk about the reasons? Which one is faster? Symmetric is a lot faster than asymmetric because how many keys are we dealing with? We are dealing only with one key here. Which one requires more processing power? Asymmetric. Or you can write it like this. Symmetric requires less processing power than asymmetric because the same key is used to encrypt and decrypt data. Okay, anything else? Which one is more complex to set up? Asymmetric. So we have to write in terms of symmetric. No, symmetric is a lot simpler to set up because both the sender and receiver will use the same key to encrypt and decrypt data. Okay, everybody. Which answer shall we go with? We'll talk about speed. Okay. Decrypt. You can say symmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption works a lot faster than asymmetric. Okay. This is because the same key is used for encrypting and decrypting the data. So this would ensure, so symmetric encryption would allow data transfers to happen quickly or to happen faster than asymmetric encryption. Now let's read the marking scheme answers, see for words we never thought of. Okay. Are we good? Let's read the marking scheme answers, everybody. The examiner has mentioned uses two mathematically related key. Sorry, wrong answer. This one. Much faster since there's only one key to be exchanged. Uses a less complex algorithm, making it more efficient. We didn't talk about this, no? What did we say? We said uses less resources, no? We said, okay. We didn't say this also. It is ideal for encrypting what? Symmetric is ideal for encrypting large volumes of data because it uses minimal resources, right? Doesn't use a lot of resources. It doesn't need a lot of processing power. Okay. All right, everybody, let's have a look at question H. Describe how asymmetric encryption protects data. To start from the beginning, both the sender and receiver have two mathematically related keys. Okay, let's start with that. Okay, we'll follow the examiner's pattern here. First, talk about the fact that each user has mathematically related keys. Okay, both the sender and receiver each have a pair of mathematically related keys known as private and public keys. Now go on to mention The sender will encrypt the data using the receiver's public key. The sender will encrypt the data to be transferred, we'll say, to be transferred using the receiver's public key. The receiver will use his private key in order to decrypt the data sent by the sender. Hold on a second. Maybe I missed something in the marking scheme. Hold on. I want to make sure I covered everything in the marking scheme. Public key shared with all connected users. What did I say instead? The sender will encrypt it. Can I just add this? Using the receiver's public key, which is made available to all senders, shall I say? Just to follow the marking scheme properly, okay? Public key shared with all connected users and used for the encryption process. The private key of the receiver is used for decrypting. Okay, I'm trying to stick to the marking scheme as much as possible. Both the sender and receiver each have a pair of mathematically related keys known as private and public. The sender will encrypt the data to be transferred using the receiver's public key, which is made available to all sending devices or to all senders. Are we good? Right, let's move away from here, everybody. Let's move away from here. Dishan, all of you all with me? Okay, let's move to the next one, everybody. Question number 6. A retailer has a chain of bookshops. It also sells books online via its website. The retailer uses a TP system for all sales. When a customer purchases a book in a shop, their credit card information is entered into the TP system via an EPOS. State one other piece of information that must be entered via an EPOS to complete the transaction process. Credit card details have already been taken. What else would you enter? We're talking about an online bookstore. What else would you have to enter? When a customer purchases a book, their credit card information is entered into the TP system. Okay? State one other piece of information that must be entered to complete the transaction. Everybody, we're talking about a bookstore. When a customer makes a purchase online, credit card details need to be entered. What else needs to be entered? Sorry? PIN of the credit card. Okay? PIN of the credit card. Everybody, that's a valid answer. In Sri Lanka, we don't have it. Okay? In Sri Lanka, if you do online, what do we have? Not PIN, we have OTP. Okay, once you put your card details, the bank will send you an OTP, which you have to enter to complete the transaction. What else? You chose a, sorry? Let me check the marking scheme and see. In this paper, no. In this paper, examiner is only going with credit card PIN. Sorry? It's an EPOS system, yeah. We do use online if we shop OTP. Very good, very nice. Think about it. OTP is entered where? OTP is not entered on the EPOS system, right? Yes. In the bank's payment gateway. I never thought of it that way. When you shop on Daraz, And when you enter your card details, what do they say? When you choose to enter your card details, they ask you for your card details now. Once you click on submit, what do they say? Do not refresh the web browser, do not close the web browser. And they say what? Redirecting you to Sampath Bank payment gateway. You are put onto Sampath Bank's network. Then Sampath Bank verifies your OTP. Not the EPOS system, right? Daraz doesn't verify your OTP, correct? Sampath Bank verifies your OTP. Okay, so Sampath Bank is not a part of your EPOS, isn't it? I did not think of it that way. Okay, so yeah, that's why maybe the OTP is not accepted. Okay, what else do we need to enter? Boys, girls, everyone look over here. You need to enter the barcode number, ISBN number. They have even accepted book ID here. Okay, you need to enter your, I don't know what this European article number, global trade item number. I think these are different names for barcodes. Okay, you can just say ISBN. For books, you all know what is ISBN, right? Okay, you can enter the stock code. Okay, you can enter the barcode, also accepted, the credit card PIN, the customer's account ID. Okay, all these answers are accepted. Everyone okay with this? This is to process the payment. Okay, right. So what shall I put over here? I'll put over here customer account ID. The next one, it says, when a customer buys a book online via the website, the TP system requires them to enter additional information that is not required when they buy the book in a shop. State one piece of additional information that must be entered by the customer to complete the online transaction process. When you are shopping online, what is that? What is something that they would ask? Anybody? Delivery details, customer delivery details, anything else? Email address they would ask you, contact number they would ask you. Can you look at the marking scheme, everybody? Customers details, contact number, the account details, the billing address, delivery address. Okay, OTP is accepted over here. What do you think over here? OTP is being accepted over here. I don't think this OTP is the to complete the online transaction process. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, everybody here, to complete the online, they are not asking on the bookshop's website. They are saying to complete this online transaction as a whole, what do you need to enter? Okay, then it makes sense to say OTP, the card number, the CVV number, email address, all that. Okay, this is to complete the whole transaction. Okay, the whole transaction to be completed, what is that? Guys, can you take down whatever you all didn't think of? Everybody? Whatever you didn't think of, please note it down. Example, phone number or name is not enough. Yeah. Now you know email address is the better answer, right? Say email address here after. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, email shouldn't be a problem. Okay, everybody, shall we move away from here? Right. Then, guys, girls, the TP system is linked to the retailer's CRM system. Explain one benefit to the retailer, the seller, of having purchase information in the CRM system. What benefit will the retailer get when he knows what customers have been buying from him? Sorry? I didn't get you. Okay, he can use it to identify buying trends, shopping patterns. Okay, what else? He can use this information to understand how to stock up, isn't it? So he can understand which books are not moving and not stock up on those. He can understand which magazines are moving, which books are moving, and essentially stock up on those items, isn't it? Can he use this information to create personalized offers for every customer? He can, right? Can he do cross-selling and upselling? He can do that, right? He knows what books they have bought. If they bought volume 1, they're going to be interested in volume 2. They're going to be interested in volume 3. You get it? Okay. So you choose your answer. He can use this information to carry out what we call cross-selling or upselling. Okay, read the marking scheme answer. Everyone read the marking scheme answer below. What you all said is all here. Allows the analysis of sales data so that he can identify buying trends, he can plan special offers, stock levels can be adjusted, so you do not overstock. Targeted marketing can be done, upselling, cross-selling can be done. You know what they have bought earlier now. Okay, then allows targeting of offers, incentives, loyalty schemes to what do you call improve customer satisfaction, customer retention. We'll take one answer. Which one shall I go with? The retailer will be able to identify customer purchases over a period of time, and based on this information, the retailer will be able to create personalized offers and also carry out upselling and cross-selling. Okay. What is a drawback to the customer of having their purchase information being stored in the retailer CRM system? Okay, the information can be easily misused, which happens in many organizations. Okay, another problem can be what? Sorry? Vulnerable data can be sold. So that's what he said, no? What did you say? Data can be misused. Okay. Vulnerable to cyber attacks. Okay. Can be used to blackmail customers. You can pretend to know what they purchased and, blackmail them. Anything else? Spam, right? That's the most annoying part, right? You just told me, right? The retailer will be able to do cross-selling and upselling. He's going to be basically annoying you, right? Okay. So you can talk about that as well. So drawback number one, you can talk about the stored data can be misused by the retailer. Example, being sold to third parties. Then spamming can take place. Are we all okay with this? So everybody, the next one is an essay type question. We'll do the last question and then wrap it up for today. Everybody okay with this now? Okay. Ikram, okay there? The last question over here, everybody. The retailer plans to replace its existing IT systems. The system being replaced are accounting, record keeping, purchasing, and EPOS. The retailer is planning to make the changeover from existing systems to new systems. Pasand, all of you all, complete the table to give the type of changeover method in each case. The accountant at every retailer store will use both the existing accounting software and the new accounting software. You are having both softwares running together. What do we call this? This is parallel changeover, right? Parallel changeover. Head office, boys, girls, head office will switch the records it holds for the stores in Liverpool to the new system and leave the records of the other systems on the existing system. It will switch the records of the other stores to the new system when the new system is working correctly here. Why did you say pilot? One branch, only head office will be using the new system. Everybody okay with this? Head office will switch the records it holds for the stores in Liverpool to the new system and leave the records of the other stores on the old system. So only one branch is using the new system. We call this pilot change over. They haven't given marks? Yeah, that's understandable, right? They said only pilot only. because changeover is mentioned over here, right? Come on, I don't mean like that email address and email are two wrong answers. No. Generally, if the wording of the answer doesn't have certain words that the examiner is looking for, they would be. The retailer stores will use the new EPOS machines, but will continue the existing machine. What am I reading? The retail stores will use the new electronic point of sale machines, but will continue to use the existing purchasing system for another 3 months.
Yes.
So read for the retail store will use the new electronic point of sale. So for sales, they are using a new system. For purchasing, they are using the old system. So what do we call this? This is phased changeover, where one department uses the new system, and then slowly by slowly, the other departments will also start using the new system. Okay?
So,
To kills.
sign up means
Yeah.
doesn't do that.
Uh,
So, just super kill, right?
I don't
Back
know.
then, kill super.
Kill
So
super.
then slowly by slowly, it started changing the system.
So Platinum also, the LMS system also, initially we did it for one batch. We saw how it worked and then implemented it on the other batches. That is an example of phase changeover. Okay, everybody, guys, we couldn't complete this, guys. Tomorrow, we continue with Unit 4. I will not be doing exam corrections tomorrow because we'll be anyway doing that paper in class as a past paper. Okay, so tomorrow we continue with wherever we have stopped in our previous class. Okay, everybody, boys. Okay, right. Until we meet again tomorrow at 7:30. Take care, stay safe. See you all tomorrow.